All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for the opportunity and for coming over here. We are excited to be participating in the Investment Summit. It's been a great opportunity for our team and for Puerto Rico. We've been able to talk about many of the opportunities that are ongoing on the island, as well as have conversations with new stakeholders that might have some interest in the island. And we wanted to take the opportunity today to make an announcement. As one of our critical tools moving forward, we've been using the P3 structure so that we can create critical infrastructure for Puerto Rico and start passing as well some of the risk to the private sector on certain services. Our P3 office, led by Omar Marrero, has been very aggressive in the past couple of months, and since our administration started, of course, taking a little bit of a setback when the hurricane came, but notwithstanding, keeping up with our aggressive timelines moving forward. So up to date, we've announced 3 P3s that will go to market, that will go through the RFQ process, and that we expect to have finalized in the process before the year ends. And today we're announcing a 4th, which is based on an unsolicited proposal for energy generation, substituting peaker units in Puerto Rico from Tesla Solar. So today we open up that RFQ, and the executive director will give more details about it. But essentially, this showcases a few things that are very important for us. Number one, that we are using the gold standard of P3 structures in the United States effectively, and that we aim to complete the most aggressive and most complete pipeline of P3s in the United States. And number two, we are fulfilling our commitment to transforming our energy grid in Puerto Rico. As you know, after the hurricane hit our island, there was major devastation on our energy grid. Our energy grid was very old, 28 years on average older than an energy grid in the United States. And it essentially collapsed. It wasn't maintained well for the past decade and a half. So with the collapse of the system, we were tasked with 2 different tracks. Number one, lifting up that energy system so that people could get energy as quickly as possible. That has been a long trail, but today we have 99.7% of the clients with energy. And now the second part of it, which is transforming our energy grid to one that is novel, that is consumer-centric, that showcases the virtues of an Energy 2.0 model, where we can use renewables, such as in this case, we can power energy grids in different communities and throughout industry, and we can have distributed generation all across the island, all the while making it more resilient, reliable, and at a lower cost. So last Wednesday, I signed the bill that allows us to go through this privatization and concession process. And today, parallel to that track and somewhat synergistic to it, we announced this RFQ to go out so that we can get these peaker unit substitutions with solar and battery for Puerto Rico, keeping up with those values of substituting old energy for new renewable energy systems for Puerto Rico. So it's an exciting announcement. We are well on our way to keep potentiating a P3 structure that unfortunately the past 4 years was not utilized, and that we want to maximize its potential with the new unsolicited proposal mechanism and with all of the opportunities that now lie ahead after the storm. And with that, I would like to leave you with Omar Marrero, who's been leading this effort, so that he can talk a little bit about the specifics of the process and our expectations.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you all for being here. It's definitely an exciting moment for the people of Puerto Rico and the government. As the governor just mentioned, today we are publishing our fourth RFQ, or request for qualification, for a P3 project in Puerto Rico, which means is that we are inviting those qualified companies that have the expertise and the knowledge and the proven track record to put submit its qualifications to be able to provide this utility scale energy battery storage solution. What we're looking for here is, as the governor just mentioned, as soon as we came to public office, we knew that our resources were limited. We didn't have financial resources to modernize the infrastructure across all sectors, and we didn't have the access to the capital markets at reasonable rates. So in essence, we have to optimize the only tool that we have in the toolkit, which are public-private partnerships. Not because they're sexy, or because we have a proven track record and expertise in such sector. As many of you know, back in 2011, Puerto Rico entered into the first P3 concession. It was a toll road concession. Then in 2013, we were able to be the only U.S. jurisdiction that has been able to successfully privatize an airport within the FAA pilot program. Again, because of that expertise and because of the framework, which is, as the governor just mentioned, is the gold standard in the entire U.S. We know that we have the tools, we have the ability, and obviously the political will to put this type of project forward. And the market has been not only willing, but it has been maintaining that interest in Puerto Rico. And this RFQ, this procurement process is starting after an American company such as Tesla, after the hurricanes Irma and Maria, submitted an unsolicited proposal to provide a utility-scale energy battery storage solution. This means that after the hurricane, we were able to identify the need, obviously, and the obligation, responsibility that we have for the people of Puerto Rico to transform the energy sector. And that's why, while we have a long-term solution in which we are working in the privatization and the concession of the transmission and distribution, we're also in the short term thinking how we can replace those old peaker units that we have at the different generation assets in Puerto Rico, which are operated through diesel, which obviously is not the best environmental friendly fuel for this solution. So in essence, we are looking for qualified companies that can help us replace those peaker units at the generation fleets with energy battery storage at different critical substations. And by this, we're going to be able not only to increase the reliability of the service to the people of Puerto Rico, but also to increase the resiliency of the system, in addition to being able to transform the sector. Also, we will be able to meet the peaking capacity or the peak demand that we have in the system. And to give you some idea, if we were able to have this solution implemented in Puerto Rico before the hurricanes, we would have been able to provide black start energy, which means is that when everything collapses, the energy kicks in and we're able to provide that energy and that reliability to the system that we need. So again, this also helps Puerto Rico to meet the EPA METS requirement. So it's also more environmental friendly than diesel operated peaker units. And also it allows us to bring and to showcase Puerto Rico as a great investment destination within the U.S. So the next, once we publish this RFQ, which is today, qualified companies are going to have 30 days to submit its statement of qualifications, and then we're going to be continuing the process. And something that I have to highlight, the fact that this process initiated through an unsolicited proposal submitted by Tesla doesn't mean that it does not go to procurement. In Puerto Rico, it's a best practice not only to do a feasibility study before we start a procurement process, but also all process will run through a competitive bidding. So in the end, we want to make sure that we get the best partner and obviously the best value for the people of Puerto Rico. Thank you.
Thank you, Marlon. I'd also like